Senator Dean Heller of Nevada, remember him? Well, so did the president. Take a look.
This was the one we were worried about. You weren't there, but you're going to be. You're going to be. Look, he wants to remain a senator, doesn't he? Okay. And I think the people of your state, which I know very well, I think they're going to appreciate what you hopefully will do.
Subtle with a little bit of humor. Former White House senior advisor Karl Rove on all of that and this change in posture on the part of the White House. Full court press to get something done. What do you make of it, Karl?
Smart move. I thought it was very problematic to sort of say, look, we know the Affordable Care Act is collapsing. Let it collapse. And when it does, then we'll try and do something at some indeterminate day in the future. In the meantime, people would blame the Republicans for every bad thing that happened with the law, not because they believe that we were responsible for passing it. They know Republicans didn't vote for it, but that we're the party that's in power. Republicans hold the House, the Senate, the White House, and they expect us to solve problems. And this is increasingly a big problem for the 7% of the American population that is covered by the Affordable Care Act.
But what happens here, Carl? It's problematic enough coming up with an alternative, and now they're talking about how difficult it is just to agree on a repeal effort, but apparently early next week they're going to have such a vote. We already know at least 3 prominent senators who are against that, and maybe more. Is it the strategy here just to bring everyone out in the open and vote whatever they want to vote?
Yeah, look, you can avoid things until you're forced to stop avoiding them. And calling a vote requires you to face with the reality of what you're going to do. I have a slightly different view on the vote to proceed to a consideration of a bill to repeal Obamacare. My sense is that you might have a lot of Democrats who step forward and say, okay, Republicans, we're calling your bluff. We're voting for the procedural measure to allow you to take up this bill, and then we're going to vote against you. And show that you don't even have 50 Republicans who will vote for what they voted for a couple of years ago. Or if they do vote for a straight repeal but with no replacement, then we're happy to go out and spend the next 2 years beating up on you saying you want to take away this health care from 20 million Americans who've gotten it either through the exchanges or through the expansion of Medicaid, but you don't want to replace what you don't want to be there to help them when you take away what they've now got. So there may be votes next week if it's on the procedural question. There may be Democrats who vote for it. But you're right. Step back just a little bit. We're in a place where we're looking at uncharted territory. And you get into things like this and weird things begin to happen. Some of them might be good, some of them might be bad. What I think people are betting on is that if they get to a place where they have taken up the issue of health care, then the Republicans are going to be sort of forced to say, let's get something done. Because, look, listening to all of these excuses the last couple of days has been sort of, weird. Think about this. Some people said, I'm opposed to it because it doesn't solve all the problems. This is sort of the Rand Paul approach. Well, fine. By voting no, then you won't solve any of the problems of the Affordable Care Act. Others say, like Lisa Murkowski, it doesn't go far enough. Well, fine. Vote against it, and it ain't going to go anywhere.